Hi there, Beauty Mark fans. So today we're going to review another full coverage foundation. Today's candidate is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. This is a full coverage long wear foundation that I actually use on occasion, and it's in my makeup bag. So I'm ready to compare these to the ones in the series and give this bad boy a try. All right, so we're gonna start with, first, your face is clean, right? Second, your hands are super squeaky clean, and we're gonna put our hair up. So the color I'm using today is the Cashew. This is the 3W2 color. The bottle is nice, it's glass, so you're no, toxic leaching from plastic. I will say this bottle not having a pump dispenser makes this a little more open to getting bacteria and stuff in it, so just make sure that your hands are clean and that this is how I apply. I shake, I don't pour. We shake it. Always make sure your hands are clean and that you're putting the cap back on as soon as you've taken the product out. So yeah, we're just shaking it. This is a little thicker than some of the other full coverage foundations, but it is not chalky, which is nice. If you've been following this series, you guys know that I'm battling some eczema patches, so you will see some little flakiness sometimes if we get really close up that's near my eye on this area. But hopefully, if this foundation isn't too dry, it'll kind of help take care of that. So we use our fingers and our hands because, one, it doesn't waste product with sponges that absorb a lot of that product. Two, it seems to go on a lot smoother and more even, where you don't have areas where the sponge soaks up too much of the foundation and you're left trying to build on something. A lot of these full coverage foundations, they're not really buildable. Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't, because once you get them in place, you don't touch it and you move on to your powder. Now we're getting our whole face all the way into the hairline, eyebrows, under that eye, nice and thorough, all around the nose and the creases. Go into your ear line, right on that lobe, into your neck. See, this is a little stickier than some of the others, but I do like how this foundation feels for me personally. It's dewy, it's got full coverage, no chalkiness. I am not a fan of foundations that finish with like a powdery finish. I don't like those. So this one's nice and dewy. So now that the foundation is in place, we're moving on to the second step, which is doing our pressed powder. The pressed powder of choice for me is always the MAC Studio Fix. This color's the C35. This powder is really hard to beat. There are some from, I believe it's Kat Von D. She has a good series of powders, so maybe in another video I'll review that with some other choices. But since we're doing foundation, I'm going to go with my standby, and that's the Studio Fix press powder. So you notice that I'm patting. We don't want to rub until we don't want to wipe, you don't want to move this base. So far, this feels very moisturizing. I don't feel dry anywhere. And this is kind of the consistency that I'm used to for full coverage makeup. Going over those eczema patches. You can see how they suck up some of this powder in a different way than the rest of my skin. So I'm going to do something that I do a lot right after my powder process. I don't think you guys have seen me do this in my other videos. I take a cold, wet washcloth and I lightly touch my face. Really lightly. And it just kind of sets the makeup in where it looks more natural. Because that's what we're after. I'm not after a cake face. I'm after a natural look. I want people to think I'm not wearing makeup. So now we're taking the powder off of our eyebrows and a little bit of the foundation off of our eyebrows. I'm just going to swoop right over it. I've rolled a Q-tip in lotion. We're just going straight over it. It's just to get all that powdery residue off the hairs of your eyebrows. And then I take this and I go on the inside of my lip, leaving the outside almost like a liner. So I don't know if you can tell, but this pink color on my lips, that's my birthmark. I have birthmark on my lips, in my gums, on my tongue, in my ears, in my nose. When I go to the doctor and they don't know me, they always are like, your ears look inflamed. It's like, no, that's a birthmark. I also have the birthmark on the lower half of my body from my waist down in the back. I have a bilateral birthmark on both legs. So I'm covered, girls and boys, head to toe. So now that we have this, I'm going to use a base. Nope, I'm not going to use that base. So now that we're on to the next step, I'm going to use a base eyeshadow from Tarte, right? This is the Sunrise base. I'm going to apply that from lash to brow line. So we get in the corner, we sweep it to the end, but you can do it in little tiny strokes. And then we're just going to spread it from the brow down. Remember, our hands are clean. We never touch our face if our hands are not squeaky clean. Okay, so we have the base on. I have my little wet washcloth now that's coming in handy because I just wipe off the color, right? Clean wet washcloth. So now we're going to try out this Charlotte Tilbury. This is the luxury palette. This is Pillow Talk. I've just started using this and I really like it. It doesn't have any toxic chemicals in it. It's safe. And I find that this palette and her product still sticks to the eye and looks not cakey or chalky. So what I've done is I've taken this color here and I've applied it to just my lid, and then I've taken this little color here, kind of like this terracotta here, and I've applied it from here and into my crease, just almost like in a C right here. Now, my eyes are Asian eyes, so you might have a different process of how you apply in your crease and your lower lid, but this is just mine, and I will say that this process that I'm using will probably look good on any shape. It's just a little C. So this is the terracotta color now. Going on, you're going to go a little bit like halfway through the lid, and then you're just going to push it into the crease. Now we're going to go for this darker color right here. We're going to touch it just on the end of your lid in the corner. Make sure not to get it outside of your lid or in this little like cat eye region, because it'll look like you have a black eye. Just on the lid. That's me blowing the excess eyeshadow that falls. Okay, we're gonna go back to the terracotta color now, and we're just gonna sweep from the edge line to the eyebrow. I'm using a different finger because my other finger has the dark color on it, so now I'm using this finger. So I wish these eczema patches weren't here right now because they are absorbing this shimmery powder in a way that's crazy, but it is a great eyeshadow, I must say. So Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to do a first layer of mascara. This is the Guerlain Matte Eyes, just the black. Big fan of Guerlain. If you guys watch my other videos, you'll see why. Now, even if you have really long lashes, you're going to want to sweep a mascara over your lashes because with full coverage foundation and powder, it gets all over your lashes, which they're covered in powder and it looks super weird. So you're going to want to put just at least a coat over them. I like lashes to be soft and not flaky or crunchy, so I always use mascaras that keep my lashes supple and soft. So we're moving on today with to the bronzer, and my bronzer of choice is always the Guerlain Terracotta line. This is a 04 color, so it is called, this is called Deep Cool. We love the Guerlain bronzer, because one compact can last a year or so. They're really great and they rarely break. Like, I've dropped these. I mean, I'm sure you can break them, but I drop my compacts all the time in it. These tend to not break as easily as others. So we're applying the bronzer into my contour line, staying away from the top of the cheekbone, lightly getting the bottom, but not a lot. And magically, after you apply the bronzer, your face doesn't look flat like a ghost anymore. And Guerlain always smells amazing. Okay, now we're gonna move on to blush. I am going to try out, or I have been trying out, this Guerlain Rose compact blush. So I had to throw out a lot of my favorite blushes because I found out they had an ingredient in it that was not okay. Causes breakouts and gets in your liver and all these kind of things, and it was making my eczema crazy. It's not good for sensitive skin. So I'm trying this guy out. See how pretty it is? So I'm gonna try this guy out today. Now I have my own blush brushes, but this seems to go on better with the brush that it comes with. So we're just gonna go across the top of my cheekbone and apply. This as well smells amazing. I don't know what they put in here, but all their products smell like heaven. So Guerlain also has this other face care line that I've reviewed and I have a video about, which you can find in the library. And it's made of honey. So it's made of royal jelly and honey. And the smell of that product is amazing. It's mind-blowing. And the product, wow, it really took my eczema from bleeding and peeling to now it's just a little flaky and only in like 2 days. So I don't know if I can give it full credit, but I saw a huge difference overnight. If I can do something to tame my eczema, I mean, it pays for itself because those steroid creams, one, they're terrible for you, and two, they're like $70 a pop. I'd much rather spend it on luxury skincare. Okay. Big secret, guys, big secret. You'll see me in my videos and bloopers. I go like this, right? You see me, I itch like this. Like I stick my fingers in my nose and I itch. Do you want to know why? I'm not picking my nose. I'm itching my nose because I don't want to move the makeup that I just took time to put on. So when I itch my nose, I like quietly go somewhere and I go like this and I itch instead of like rubbing my nose on the outside because you're going to move your makeup and you're going to get all the stuff inside of your face and in your pores. Now, I'm protecting my skin, but I'm probably not protecting my immune system because I'm pretty much shoving my fingers in my nose, which then I'll probably breathe them in. So just really important, keep your hands clean. Just keep them clean. Don't touch your face during the day. That's basically what you want to do. And if you have to itch your nose, maybe go to the restroom, wash your hands, and then itch your nose. I'm not picking it. I'm itching it. It goes like this. It's itchy. It's true. Everybody always thinks I'm picking my nose. It's horrible. Okay, moving on to our brows today. I've already done everything else. I might have done this out of order for my other videos, but we're using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is a pencil that's two-sided. You've seen it before. We're going to use this, and we're going to use her brow gel. I mean, Anastasia is the woman for eyebrows, so yes, there are other products out there. Even Maybelline has a really great pencil that's a standby. They're the little red ones. They're great. But I like this because it comes with the brow brush on the end. And when you're on the go, that's invaluable. I also like that I don't need a sharpener for my eyebrow pencil because also when you're on the go, that's something you can forget. So it's almost one brow pencil that replaces the pencil, the sharpener, and the brush all in one. So it's 3 tools. All the products that I use in my videos, there's always a description below with a link to where you can buy. All right, so I got my brows on. I'm gonna do a quick sweep of the brow gel, really quick, very light, because you don't want to darken them and make them look weird like you put them on with a magic marker and have crazy brows. No caterpillar brows. All we have left is to do another layer of mascara and some lip gloss. I don't use lipstick a lot. I think maybe I'll try it out soon, but I've never really used it because my lips have birthmark on them, so why put more color? I actually use a lot of nude colors that take out color, but only because I like the look, because it looks really natural. This is Tarte H2O lip gloss. It is, I can't tell you what color it is because it's rubbed off. Now I can come back and I can reapply the same mascara that I used before, right? But I did this thing where I layered different mascaras, and I see that I think that it helps build them, like build the length without making them cakey. So I'm gonna move on to, I think I have a Saint Laurent. I'm gonna move on to the Clinique High Impact Mascara. This is a great, really silky mascara. It doesn't do a lot of, it doesn't make your lashes clump together and your lashes stay soft. Another thing I like to do is, if possible, I always like to buy sample mascaras. They're smaller, and we should be replacing our mascaras as often as possible. Also, never pump your mascara. It's gross. You're just shoving air and bacteria into it. Okay, boys and girls, I feel like I'm ready to start my day. Okay guys, once again, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, a stay-in-place makeup with full coverage, and we're gonna see how this wears after a full day of use. Okay, so I'm back after 9 hours of wearing the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay-in-Place Foundation. This is a full coverage foundation. So you can see that where I placed it, I'm still having great coverage in these areas. There's one area over here that I tried out a cream blush today, but it like took that away, so the cream blush didn't work very well on top of this, but this other side, it looks really good. So I don't do any touch-ups during the day. I wear the makeup straight for the full amount that I'm out. And you can see that I have oil happening in my T-zone, but it's not that bad. And I have a little bit of pore definition here around this area, around my marionette lines, and a little bit of makeup nesting here and here. Under my eyes, it's pretty good. The eczema eye, the eye that's all crusty and flaky because of my eczema, it does have a little creases under eyes, but that's not fair because this eye is all dry and still trying to heal. But this side looks really good. I have barely any creasing under here. The eyeshadow stayed really nice. The powder stayed really nice. I would say this is a good 9 out of 10 for a long wear foundation. It's definitely up there. And I would 100% recommend this, and for you to keep it, at least try it out. This might be your go-to foundation. This might be your favorite, so it's worth a try. I believe it might be around $30 or $40. It's a little on the pricey end for a foundation. I don't like that it doesn't have a pump applicator, so if that's something that you like, this one's not for you, but the formula is great and it wore great. If you enjoyed this unbiased review of long wear foundation and full coverage makeup, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button at the bottom, or you can hit the little bell and get notifications about when we upload new videos about products and things I think are helpful for people just like you and me.